There he is.
There he is. What's up,
What are you
pal?
doing?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
We've had a bit of a pizza fiasco over here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Again?
This time it was Domino's, and
Wow.
I called at like 6:39, and the pizza did
Hmm?
not arrive till about 10 minutes ago. So
Wow.
an hour and 45 minutes. I had called to see what's up with it because that pizza tracker wasn't really telling me a lot after a while. And so as soon as I'm on hold for like 10 minutes with the phone ringing and ringing, and then it goes to recording and ringing and ringing. And then finally I see that the guy's out for delivery, so I hang up because they never answered after like literally just the phone on the speaker ringing for 10 minutes. Guy finally arrives.
Right.
I don't even think to check the boxes. He just hands me 2 boxes and a soda because I did one of their little coupon deals, and I was being a nice guy and I offered to buy my roommate a pizza too, and so he's waiting also, and he's the one that he's like the hitman
Right.
of the two of us. So he's out walking the dog. I get the pizzas. I put them on the stovetop and I look, and the first one's mine. And the second one opens, and it's not his because he only gets the extra cheese deal. It's got like 2 meat toppings on it, both pork products. So it was like a double whammy that he wasn't going to eat it. I'm like, oh, I can't wait till he gets back from walking the dog. And so I kind of did the whole like, listen, I got good news and bad news. The pizza's here, but yours didn't arrive. And he's like, and I'm like, listen, if you want to wait, we'll go over there. And I'll switch it, but I got to do the podcast in like 5 minutes, which was my way of
Right.
not having to deal with it. And he's like, I'll just,
Obviously.
he's like, I'll just take it over. And so I gave him the receipt and screenshots of when it was ordered, and he's gonna go over there. So I have a feeling by the time this podcast is over, he'll have his pizza, but his will be warm, of course, not like my cold one.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I'll have been refunded the order as well, because he's good like that. He loves when things get fucked up, like those HelloFresh boxes, because then it's time to start standing there with your hand out asking for freebies.
Right, right.
So
Wow. You know what? I have a feeling though, like this is twice now, 2 different companies.
yeah,
I'm almost feeling like
I must be on someone's list.
you're on the list, pal. They have your picture up and they're like, do not send pizza to this guy. He is an absolute fat fuck who does not need it.
If only they cared about things like that. They encourage that.
Or like this guy is a thief from the HelloFresh. You're on the list now. They know. They're like, this
That's
guy,
not-
he's a scam artist.
That's in my roommate's name. That's not on my name.
You guys are tainted over there. Palm Trace taint over there.
Something's going on.
Something's going on. For sure. You're on somebody's list.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna have to start.
well
I'm gonna have to start just going
Well-
and picking it up from real pizza joints. I just like the delivery.
I mean,
then I don't.
you
Have
had a free pizza.
I know I still do if I ever want it. I
know.
I think I like Joe too much. I'll just go over and buy a pizza. And,
Yeah. Well, I am eating a ice cream cone. One of those the strawberry in the middle with chocolate and nuts on it, like I don't know what they're called. Those little cones. They are pretty damn good. I gotta say,
like
not bad.
prepackaged deals.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you know. But man, I just I've slept all day today. I feel like just kind of like ass. For some undisclosed reason. I feel so. I've like you called me. How many times did you call me? Twice.
Yeah, I think twice. I was like,
Yeah.
he'll see I called him eventually if he's not dead, and he'll call me back.
I mean,
no reason to call
everybody
anymore.
thought I was dead. I woke up from sleeping in the middle of. I never do this, and I had 36 text messages. 26 was a group text, like my family. And not once in that 26 text did someone be like, how come he's not responding? Like, I could have been dead. They would have never known. They didn't care. I had
They know
like
eventually when the kids call grandma or grandpa.
right.
They say like,
I had notifications all over the board. I haven't even touched my phone. I left it downstairs. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still a little under the weather here. Can you tell? Can you hear it? Because even like my voice is messed up.
I did. I and your buddy that came and hung out with you that weekend that you started to get sick. I saw that they're complaining about still coughing and their ribs are hurting and whatever. So so yeah, whatever you
yeah,
got is a lingering malady that I don't want.
yeah. No, yeah. I'm under the weather. I don't know what it is, but I will tell you. Uh, I have a funny story. I think I think I sent you guys the picture on the group chat. So Nick had a game uh, Friday night, and rival game 6 miles down the road. They're way better than us, and packed house, absolutely packed house. I still got the croup over here. Uh, Packed house, and I was into it, screaming, yelling, standing up. I was on the top of the bleachers, the last row, but I was behind the student section. So the student section was like in front of me down at the bottom. I'm giving it to referees. I'm giving it to everybody. We win the game. Nick plays his best game of the year, 12 points. Best game, we win. We get home and Nick sends me a picture.
How long are the quarters?
8 minutes.
Okay.
So Nick sends me a picture.
I'm just trying to like when you say 12 points, best game of the year. I'm trying to think how long the game is if that's
He didn't even play the fourth quarter. He only played the first three.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So anyway, Nick sends me a picture and he goes, "Man, this picture is being shared everywhere." And it's a picture, a Snapchat someone took of me from the student section of me standing up, fat stomach and all. I look like a fat fucking piece of shit whale. And I'm screaming. And the caption said, "Whoever's dad this is gets the W." I didn't understand what it meant. I was like, wait, are they talking shit? Nick's like, no, they think you're the GOAT. I was like, because Nick was like, "Oh, that's my dad." And they were all like, "Oh, he's the greatest. That guy's the GOAT." So now everybody at the school thinks I'm the GOAT because I was giving it to the referees. I kept saying, "You suck, ref." Like I was giving it to him. So, "Oh, what are you, blind? Bad call."
Just even more famous. Even more internet famous now.
Yeah. Nick's yelling from upstairs. What? He said, "Calm down. Stop gassing yourself up."
All right, that's funny. He gets one from me.
Whatever. I'm the GOAT. That's all I know. Yeah. So, I lost my voice from that, and I'm still not feeling well. I can't get rid of this cough. It's just it was 71 degrees yesterday, and it's 40 degrees today. Like it just doesn't even make sense. So, the weather changing. It rained yesterday. It was clear today. I'm a mess, but maybe I just needed sleep. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but yeah. So I missed everybody's calls today. Everybody thought I was dead. I'm alive. I'm alive, but I'm dead. I'm eating ice cream for dinner. So
earlier today, I was just laying down because I had a headache, and I put on your podcast you did with what was it, Across the Pond or something?
Right.
Yeah, they love you, but the podcast was a little funny because it basically boiled down to like, do you like that? Yeah, I like that. Or no, I don't like that. Do you like this? Yeah. It's like they ran through like 20 things.
I know.
I was like, until you mentioned you were a wrestler, and then they got interested in something else other than, have you tried this? Have you tried this? Have you tried this? I was like, all right, we get it, guys. We get it.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you noticed. Well, I know you did notice. They did call me a food guru and legend.
Yeah.
By the way,
legend. I wasn't the only one that noticed that. Your boy, also noticed.
Mark.
Yeah, Mark.
No. I mean, I'm a food guru and a legend.
But I'm not sure. You might be a legend. You might be a legend. I don't know if you're a legend from. I don't know if you've earned legend status anywhere we could talk about. Definitely not on TikTok or out at a basketball court. You're a legend for other reasons. But but
Listen,
food guru, like a guru means like a guy you go to for food advice. Like
right.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's what they were trying to say.
I think
They gave me.
I think you're quote gassing yourself up there.
Oh, I'm just look. Listen, I am like a modern day Anthony Bourdain.
Oh
Like
my
you
god.
just don't know it yet. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
hasn't been dead that long. Anthony Bourdain is still a modern day Anthony Bourdain. Okay.
I'm just saying.
I think to be the modern day of something, they have to have occupied time before now. Like he's still in the now, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. Like you know. So I will say I did get I got an email from a company called Eurocrate. They will be sending me a free Eurocrate filled with European snacks and goodies to try and make a TikTok with. So I thought that was cool. They actually said, you know, you are a food guru, so we're going to send you this to review. So that's coming.
I'm going to need a screenshot of that quote because I don't buy
Yeah,
it.
I deleted the email.
Yeah, I don't think they called you a food guru.
But I will be getting a European crate, Euro crate, which I will be able to put over, and you know, it'll be cool. So look, things are coming in. I mean, I gave 25% off Cameo. No one took advantage of it. Totally missed the boat on it. If you want to pay full price, I get it. But I was trying to help everybody out, like a birthday wish, anything. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. I do it all.
You should have.
Not one person bid on it.
Yeah, well, that's because the tree falling in the woods. If you're not
Yeah.
here, listen. Let's be honest. You're a big deal in one arena only. TikTok. Okay.
Well,
If
yeah.
you're not making a TikTok saying that you're doing something, tree falling in the woods, no one's going to know about it.
Right.
Like our sale.
So what
like
you're
any
saying
of
is,
the
I'm just that independent wrestler who's only big in his town. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Kinda. And if you don't tell those people, they're not even going to show up. So,
So you basically just called me the Francisco Ciazza of TikTok.
Listen. There's insulting you, and then there's doing you dirty, and I'm not doing you dirty. I'm not going to call you the Francisco Ciazza of anything.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
listen, you're just
Yes.
just in general, you could never be the Francisco Ciazza of anything.
No.
You have to work really hard to get that low on any
Right.
set a bar that low. So yeah,
This is true.
Yeah,
this is true. You're right. But yeah, I just
I think
I haven't made a TikTok in 2 days.
Yeah, but I'm saying but back to the Cameo for a second. I'm just saying, like if you wanted to sell some cameos, you had to invest in yourself. I know that like TikTok doesn't like you doing TikToks that are promoting stuff unless you pay to advertise it. You should have spent a few bucks and made a tick and just found out if it would have worked. I mean, that's what I asked you to do with our stuff, and we're still waiting. So maybe you could do a twofer. You could do one for your cameos, and you could do one for the podcast website / merchandise, and just try the waters because you're going fishing like on dry land here. Otherwise, you know what I mean? There's just like nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know.
Well, listen, I know nobody's gonna know. I know. Listen. I will tell you. I didn't post a TikTok this weekend at all. I kind of need to reset myself a little bit. I feel like I've kind of
complete slack and not even.
But listen,
not even this weekend.
Let me say it. Let me say it
for the last month.
Okay, can I just say this?
Sure.
So you can take the win. We can raise your hand after. You can put the belt on, whatever you want. But I took this weekend and I kind of was thinking about a lot of things and things that I say I want to do and I never do, and things I want to do and I'm not doing. And I really thought, like, I have been phoning it in with my TikToks easily for a month. Like, I'm putting zero effort into them.
Yeah.
The most effort I put into a TikTok was when my family was here and I let them try that candy. And that got 100,000 views.
Mm-hmm.
But I put effort into that. It was funny. But I know that. I've known it. I needed to kind of reset myself, and
I love that.
I got to come back full strength tomorrow. Like, I've got to come back
Like
full
the
strength.
full perspective is you're listening to two men in their 40s talking about TikTok strategy here. This
Right.
this is the funniest part of it.
Right.
One in his late
But-
40s too, by the way. Like I'm
Right.
I'm almost on the wrong side of 50 at this point.
Right. Yeah, you are. You're old.
Yeah.
But I'm not even just with TikTok, with YouTube, with my Instagram.
Who's been
with,
telling you this for?
I know. Yeah. I know. I've got pictures of food that I've not even posted yet because I feel like I was kind of in this little rut and I'm kind of coasting a little bit and I'm kind of letting.
No kinda.
I'm kind of trying to. I am, and I'm pulling at too many strings, and I needed to kind of just to reset this weekend and formulate a plan.
I know it's so
to
tough.
Get back on track.
But didn't I send you a TikTok of that British guy who was trying American foods, and I was like, "This is better than yours in every single way."
You did say that, and I don't think it was. I think you're wrong.
And you fired back. He doesn't even have any views, and I'm like, he just started doing stuff, but he was more entertaining. He had a rating system. He had like everything I suggested. This guy.
I don't want to do what everybody else does.
This guy's more coachable. This guy's more coachable than you, and he's not even listening to me.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! No,
I just try my suggestion. If it doesn't work, go back. It's not, at least you could try it, and if it works, it works. I'm only trying to help you. I'm not trying.
We're coming back tomorrow.
I'm not feeding you. Listen, I'm not feeding you advice to fucking submarine your fucking quote TikTok career. You know, God forbid I did that. You're doing a fine enough job of your own submarining your TikTok career. Just ask Bobby Rogers.
Yeah, and listen, and that guy too.
Tell
Drew
everyone
Barrymore. Drew Barrymore.
Tell everyone how much he's been harassing you today and yesterday.
Okay, friend of the show, Bobby Rogers. He's been on a couple times. Cut his fingers.
Famous
stuff on eBay.
Famous for selling his kidney on eBay and so a bunch of other stuff. Yeah. Davey Rodeo, et cetera.
Right. So anyway, he, caught wind of it. He asked after the last podcast or whatever. He was like, "Why are you lying to Drew Why won't you lie to Drew Barrymore?" So I told him the story, and he was livid. He has been giving me nonstop shit over this, that I ruined my career and my life because I didn't get the shot to go on Drew Barrymore. And like, I didn't even answer the phone. There's like, I'm not even kidding you. There's 6 missed calls from him today. There is messages galore, and the messages are getting, as the day went on, they're getting more and more aggressive, where it was like, you're an idiot, to now like, fuck you, you're dead to me. You lost everything.
You should record. Do you still have those? I wish you would like,
No, these are text messages.
Oh.
Yeah. He's making Facebook posts, and Blake thinks they're about him, but they're about me.
Well, Blake thinks the world revolves around him. Let's be honest.
So, I mean, it's just...
The gravitational pull of that kid's big head. He really is creating an orbit around himself that doesn't exist. But,
right.
But he'll learn.
Anyway,
it's
been an absolute... I'm getting blasted. And I know I probably ruined a huge chance in my life. But I'm going to come back strong, and I'm going to be on the Drew Barrymore show one day. And when I'm on it, I'm going to bring it up to her and say, one time, and I'm going to tell her, I didn't want to lie to you, though, Drew. I didn't want to lie to you. I wanted to tell you the truth because I knew we'd come full circle one day, and we would be back together.
I can't lie to anyone who was friends with E.T. That would be wrong.
Seriously. And married to Tom Green. Come on.
Right.
You guys are comedic genius.
Oh, shit. I I think there's a TikTok series in here of you like redeeming yourself. Like you should do a
I should
series.
just make videos to Drew. It'll just be me and the camera and be like, "Dear Drew Barrymore." Like I should just make videos every day to her.
I'd just be like, I know I fucked up. I know I fucked up.
I fucked up.
I fucked. I'm falling on my. Can you talk? Listen, talk to E.T. He knows me. He'll vouch. See, we're coming up with a great idea, and you should absolutely do it. And I think no matter what, it would, even if she never even looks at it, it would get over. Like people would start laughing, right. and because you would create a series, people would start following that. But I also know that all this like get motivated and reset and whatever is all horseshit. And all these ideas we throw out there, you never do any of them. You never do any of them.
Well, listen,
you can't even argue that. You can't even argue.
No, I can't. There's no arguing. No. But I will tell you, I got nervous.
I wish today. I lived up there. I should listen. I should stay in a room in your house for like a month, and every day when you're available, I'm going to grab you and make you do these things, and then I want 50%. That's all.
50%.
What? What? If I gotta crack the whip, I gotta get a little. Well, I gotta get the beak wet. I gotta get my beak wet. You know.
I was nervous today. I was nervous that I was going to wake up from my coma to be told that I was replaced on today's podcast with someone else.
I believe.
Like I got up because I woke up thinking it was like tomorrow. I didn't know what time it was, what day it was. And I was like, where are we? I don't even know where I'm at. I don't know what time it is.
Oh, isn't that the worst?
I was flustered.
When you don't know day or night, what day, you're just totally out of it.
Right. And because like I was out of it. And then
a little panic sets in.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, and I don't feel well. And I just like, I was in a panic. And then I was like, oh my God, because I had called you, you didn't answer. And I'm like, oh no.
I had to ring her off.
Like I was replaced with someone. And then I thought, well, it can't be Marco because that fuck won't walk 2 doors down to do the podcast because he's playing daddy daycare. So I was like, it can't be him. It can't be Blake because everybody's talking about him. I was like, he said Bobby was going to be on later in the week. So maybe it's Bobby. I wasn't sure. Then I thought Billy's in California, freezing his ass off. Thank God, because we don't need him anywhere near a podcast anymore. We're done with him.
Oh, I think we're going to have him on as soon as he's back from California.
I'm kind of hoping he doesn't come back.
Oh, from California in general?
Yeah.
Can I read you? Can I read you a text I actually got from Billy today?
Oh Lord.
No, that's nothing to do with you. So he goes. It was at It doesn't say the time. Oh yeah, it does. It's like it was after I ordered my pizza. It was 6:58. He goes, going to order food delivered to the hotel. There is a Hungry Howie's in the area. Are their subs good? Now, before I go further, who's the food guru now? Who did he call for advice on food?
Because who eats fucking Hungry Howie's?
Well, me and Billy 5. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad. So I replied, never had their subs. Too healthy. And he's like, so their pizza's all you know, or is there something else? And I'm like, I just know the pizza. And he's like, thanks, Slim. See you at La Tub. So
he's called you Slim. You're so far from Slim that's what a shot that is.
It is a shot. But I just want to point out that Billy is always available to do the podcast, and knowing that he's sitting around in a hotel room, maybe we should just have him on now.
No, we're way too far in.
And 2, he called me for food advice, not you. Okay, I'm just saying.
He called you for Hungry Howie's.
Doesn't matter.
That's like
food guru. Food guru.
It doesn't get any more bottom of the barrel than that.
I'm like a modern day Anthony Bourdain over here.
But here's my question: why is Billy Fives out of town in California eating Hungry Howie's and not something like divine that they have in California we can't get here?
Don't use that word. It feels all wrong coming out of your mouth. But second of all, he's probably some shit Sticksville town in California where there's like 3 options and one of them's Hungry Howie's for delivering to the hotel at night. He obviously didn't want to go out. he obviously didn't want to go out. So there was like,
Disappointed in him.
yeah, well, but well, it's weird because you're thinking also at 6:57. That's only like 4 o'clock over there.
Right. What is he? Early bird? I mean, he is old.
So. 25 minutes and 25 seconds. Mark that for Billy.
Well, speaking of Billy and probably going to get my ass kicked again, I got an interesting text message that I actually got it yesterday, and I think I just saw it. Did I see it today? Or yeah, I think it's today.
Well, be careful.
I don't
Don't
remember.
answer.
The names are all one thing.
Don't answer an old one like I did once.
Yeah, no, it wasn't from Billy, but
okay.
I got a text message from Josh Powers,
Oh,
a good friend in South Carolina, which is weird because I mean, me and Josh, we talk. Obviously, if he needs anything, he knows I'm here. And
he's
vice versa.
He's a friend of the Breakfast Club. He's Breakfast Club at Jace. He wrestled as part of the Brizzcliz, tagging with you. I mean, he's a good brother.
So it was actually yesterday at 6 p.m. I just looked. He said, "Do you want another match or two?" ? I wrote, "I do." He didn't respond. Like, why would you ask me that? I respond, and you don't write me back.
This is a good question. Maybe you should three-way him right now. We can ask him.
I just texted him back and said, "And?" Oh, I think we got a message.
Oh.
I don't know when yet.
He just needs to know for when he's ready to have a show. Who might be available?
I wrote him back. I'm confused. I mean, I need to know if I got to get in shape or not. Because right now, I am in worse shape than I wrestled Billy.
Buddy, so, you and me both.
Yeah. Like, I don't even want to get on the scale because I'm pretty sure it's going to say 280.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not far behind you.
Okay, I just got on the scale.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not as bad as I thought. 275. Well, that's at night. Yeah, no, don't oof. Thank God I've been sick because my appetite's been pretty poor.
Yeah, but that's because you hibernated all day. You didn't have your 4 meals yet.
Well, I've been sick for the last week or so, so I think my eating has not been the same. So I'm definitely
wow, you're sick.
I'm maintaining.
Right, you still can't actually lose any weight.
No, I just maintained.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you know
I'm the only guy who got sick and maintained the weight.
Do you know how hard it was to put this on? I can't lose any weight. Oh my God, we both are. Oh shit.
Yeah. So, but being that I hibernated all day, I had steak and potatoes, then an ice cream, and I'm really thinking about. I'm just trying to get all the meals in now at one time because I'm starving.
Yeah.
So I may eat something else here.
I know that I'm very excited when we get off the podcast to hear the follow up to the Domino's story. To be honest with you.
Is he home?
No, I don't know. See, I'm not. I'm in.
What if Domino's kidnapped him?
I'm in the private studio over here recording.
The private studio. What if he's been kidnapped by Domino's and he never makes it back
home? Bro, they don't even have enough people to answer the phone over there, let alone to fucking subdue a fucking grown-ass man.
Or he's working over there now, and he doesn't even come home till like 12, and you're like, where you been? He's like, I started working.
No. If anything, he's like, fuck it, I'll do it myself. And he just walked back there and made himself a extra cheese pizza and left.
I mean, this could be us could have been abducted by the Domino's people, and that's it. That he could have walked in and they were like, Ben Temples, come with us.
No,
that's it.
That's right.
And the secret pizza society, he walked into a room and there was like Hungry Howie's, Domino's, Papa John's. They're all in there and they're like, you know him. Sit down. Now he's being questioned.
As soon as he walked in the door, the fucking facial recognition lit up under known aliases or known associates, actually, right. Not aliases, associates. Yeah.
And now he's probably being questioned by the HelloFresh people.
Is he sitting at a small table in a dark room with one light hanging over him?
Right. And then you got like the Papa John's guy there, the Domino's guy, You got
This kind
you
of
got
like
Hungry Howie, like it's actually Hungry Howie
this
there.
is kind of like when we did the remember when we did the vignette for you as Mario for the
Yeah,
wrestling where you were being
yeah,
interrogated
yeah,
in the police
yeah,
station
yeah.
and
That was funny.
fabulous Frank was dressed up as a fucking and that was a tiny room too. That was like the side room at your at
Where
the
is that footage?
Oh, I've got it somewhere. I'll dig it up. You want it?
Can we dig that up? Can you dig that up?
I love the funniest part was when you're I don't were you I don't think you were handcuffed, but you're sitting there and you're answering these questions, and at one point you accidentally like you spill out the coins from your hand like you're bribing him, and I put the coin fucking sound effect on it.
Oh my! Can you pull that up tonight? The
I,
world has to see this.
yeah, I'll dig that. There were like two or three of them, and then like when you there was like we did like the TMZ one, and we had you
Yeah,
coming out like the back door of the
I remember that.
the training center, and it was like I was following you and Chuck dressed up as Mario and Luigi,
Yeah,
and you're like I'm like now you've been found not guilty of you know of going off script.
yeah,
Remember it was like,
yeah, yeah,
it was
yeah,
all for steel horsing Jude's character.
yeah.
I'm like, what are you gonna do now? And you're like, I'm going to Disney World, and fucking Chuck popped off one of those tubes with the confetti.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god! If you have those, the whole series needs to be seen by the world.
Did you ever see the one Jude made that was like 5 minutes long, and
No,
it was like interviewing each of the characters about their side of it and painting you like,
no.
oh my god, it was like
We need all this
it was
to
like
be made public.
it was a real crime one. Jude was real creative. I'll tell you this one story. It doesn't involve you, but it involves that character. He wrestled as this character from Clockwork Orange called Alex DeLarge. And if anyone's seen Clockwork Orange, it's like a movie from the '60s. And it's this character. He wears all white and with a black hat, and there's some weird gimmicks to him. But and they're British, and they're like ultra violent characters. And in the it's weird because we're doing it as like we're doing these characters in this cosplay wrestling for this comic book convention, and all the other characters like trendy, like modern, like things, and then we've got this character from a 1960s movie in here, and we're like, I mean, do we have to change this eventually? People, it got over so much with our wrestling crowd that eventually people started showing up to the conventions dressed up like those characters to go sit at our shows. They were there. They weren't cosplaying those characters for the convention. They were doing it for the wrestling. So
For the wrestling.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
So the weirdest thing is that we did this one promo video that we did in like 3 hours, and we cut it together and we did all this other thing, and it's really good. We got a moving train in the background for a scene and all this other stuff. But it was like it kind of covered the aspect. We were doing this thing where he was wrestling women and he had the women's belt. And we were going to lead into, I think Jerry Lawler was going to be at one of the shows. We were going to try and get him to be involved. And it was going to be that intergender stuff like Andy Kaufman did with
Right,
him
Andy
back in
Kaufman
the
shit.
day. We were going to try and do that, but Lawler wasn't interested. But before that, we were having like, at some of the shows, one of the girls knew a bunch of other girls, and they coordinated to all dress up like him, so that he was showing up with an entourage of women also dressed up like him. And then they would like Evil Uno did at the beginning of the first few months of AEW. These girls were literally like get on their hands and knees in the ring for him to sit on them like a couch, and they were used, you know. So we did this video and this promo video, and when we watch it in hindsight, I'm like, this is the most fucked up rapey thing we could ever fucking make. And like he abducted a girl and brainwashed her, and it was this fucked up thing. But it was such a great video that I still fucking put it up. But I'm like looking back, I'm like, we could never get away with it now. It's way too fucked up and rapey.
Well, you gotta find that the world needs to see the skit we did. I was Super Mario, Chuck was Luigi, and who was with? It
was Jude. Jude played Alex DeLarge, and then his gang of
right.
droogs, which were like he
Droogs, right.
came with like three other guys. It was a gang of four, and it was
Yeah.
Mark Karoftis, one of your Eskimo brothers. It was Swifty, which is
Right.
Mark's brother-in-law and tag team partner, and it was that guy Nick, who was like a manager
Right. Yeah.
type of guy. And
Right.
so that weekend that you guys had that match that started all this was the weekend of that Steel Horse thing, which is like a footnote in independent wrestling history now. I don't know if
Right.
even people remember it, but it was really like somebody went off script during a match, and the other
Punch
guy,
someone else, and then
the other guy
yeah.
got all pissy about it, and instead of handling it like a pro wrestler, it was like calling the cops or something. It was like
right. And the cops showed up to the show, and yeah.
and so it made like the dirt
Yeah.
sheets that day, and like within hours, you guys decided to make a spoof video about it, where like you went off script and really slugged one of them, and so
Right.
it cuts to like it's like barely a minute long, I think. It might even
Yeah.
be under a minute long, but it's the four of them sitting there in the backstage area with all the other characters like in the dressing room area, and they're on the
Right.
phone to the cops, and they're explaining to them that his name's Mario. He carries a plunger. He went off script, and then one of our con security guys, giant dude, comes in,
Yeah.
and he's got like the security shirt with the badge on it and whatever. And he's like, "Where is he?" And they all point you out, and the camera turns, and you're standing there like talking to some other cosplay characters,
Yeah.
and the guy walks over and fucking cuffs you from behind and drags you out.
Yeah.
It's,
And I get arrested, yeah.
and you're like,
and
"It's
I'm,
me."
But I'm Mario the whole
It's
time.
like, "It's
me,
me,
Mario. It's me.
no stiff, and someone in the background yells, "You don't mess with the Steel Horse!" And I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. And then we made a whole series out of
But
it.
there's like a couple of famous, like now semi-famous faces in there, because I think like
Yeah.
Leva makes a brief appearance in that in the
Yeah.
background, and Diamante is there. I forget who else.
Yeah.
I think Johnny was there.
Xavier Woods was there that night.
Huh?
Xavier Woods was there that
No,
night.
no, that was a different show.
Wasn't he?
That was
Different show. Right.
because that show was when it was still in the other room with the dealers.
Oh, okay.
And then the next show was in the ballroom, and that's where Xavier Woods and Ricardo Rodriguez and a couple other guys came to that show and had a blast. Yeah, different shows, but yeah.
Yeah.
Those videos are hilarious.
Can we let's pull all those videos up. I'm gonna throw them on my YouTube. If I can get them on my TikTok page, I will. People have to see these videos because that was like the whole stretch. I when you just said it now, when we walked out, when I got freed of my charges, and I was like, going to Disney World, and Chuck pops the thing and poof. I remember that.
It didn't even
confetti goes everywhere.
I didn't even go. It did like I think it was windy, and it didn't have like it's funny that it didn't work that well.
Right, right.
It added to it,
Right.
but it was
Which is,
it was them calling the cops on you getting arrested. Then it was then they made one which was like 4 minutes long of all of them like kind of talking shit about you, and then there was and how they're all innocent. And then there was the one where you were like a Law and Order getting interrogated, and then the one the one we're talking about with the confetti.
I was free to my charges.
Oh, what was the one? What was the one where you're training with the plungers? That was
I was training. I don't remember. I remember doing that. I don't remember what it was for. I was training with plungers.
Like Chuck was holding boxing gloves up,
right.
And you had the two plungers I have in my bathroom, by the way. That's what this is what I bought them for. And you were like, instead of punching the gloves, you're hitting the gloves with the plungers.
Plungers, yeah.
I made that into an animated GIF.
Did you? Where's that? Send this to me.
You've had that. I sent it to you years ago.
I don't have it.
I also have that GIF, that one GIF when you won. I forget what it was you won. It was some like wrestling match, and Chelsea Diamond was in her pink Ranger costume, was standing next to you, and you guys had your arms hooked at the elbows, and you were like waving, and there was confetti flying in the air, and she was like doing this like with her other hand like a Vanna White kind of reveal of you kind of thing. Like I don't even remember what that was for, but
You have send these to me. I need these. I need these.
oh, now you need these because you're gonna put them on your TikTok and try and put yourself over.
I need all of this.
I'll tell you what, I'll give them to you after I put them on our TikTok.
I don't care what you do with them. I need them.
I love the fact you don't save anything, but yeah. Also, the footage of you. We did it a couple times, but the first time was the best, where we made the table out of pizza boxes. And
Right.
you did the table spot where, like,
Yeah.
like for anyone that doesn't know, in professional wrestling, some hardcore matches, they'll pull out one of those big brown folding tables, those 8-foot long ones, and you'll slam a guy through it, and the table breaks, and it's pure carnage, and it's a visual orgasm.
Right.
And so we did our spoof of it because you're an Italian plumber that we made you a table out of pizza boxes, and you put. I think it was Ray. I think it wasn't Jude. I think it was one of his henchmen. You put him through it, and it just looked great. The best, but the other one was when we did that one show for what's his name? I forget his name. Irving, and in West Palm, where we made another pizza table for that one, but you had like a pizza in the pizza table. So you set the table up. You flip up the box. That's like.
Yeah.
Part of the flat top part of the table. There's
Right.
you pull out a pizza slice, take a bite, and then you do the thing and put the guy through the table. So yeah.
I need to wrestle like that's what Powers needs to understand. If I'm coming into wrestling next year, I don't want to be serious. Like I put it on my YouTube page. I watched my last pro wrestling turbo match. Was against a guy named Eric Thompson. I've watched it in the last couple of weeks, probably 4 or 5 times because the match was so stupid and fun, and the crowd was so into it. I mean, I hit him with a loaf of bread. I gave him the Ric Flair top rope slam into the cereal that was down on the floor like thumbtacks. I used donut. I punched him with a donut as a finish. Like it was the stupidest match, and the crowd was so into it. I don't want to wrestle.
It was probably the loudest the crowd was the whole fucking show.
It was insane.
Yeah.
That match.
'Cause
Like I watched it so many times.
They want to just be entertained, and anything new and unique, and that's also entertaining or with humor in it, is going to be, I think, remembered and appreciated more than like just a regular routine match. Even if it's really good wrestling, it's like how much of that do you remember at the end of the day?
Right.
And did it put as big of a smile on your face as the guy that just snorted fucking powdered donut sugar? You know what I mean? So,
right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's what I want to do. I want to be like New Jack, but I want to be like the hardcore food wrestler, and maybe like my music should never shut off. It should just play the whole match,
like
New Jack did.
The comedy horror.
Right.
So you should do like comedy hardcore stuff.
Like I come out with it in trash can, but instead of a trash can, I come out with like I literally mimic New Jack's gimmick, but all with food and comedy.
So you come out with like either a trash can or a shopping cart, depending on the the night, and it's full of plunder, but the plunder isn't kendo sticks and trash can lids and barbed wire wrapped things. It's a dozen donuts and it's a maybe
loaf of bread. I mean,
yeah,
I literally hit the kid. Okay, so the spot was the guy goes to the top rope, and I'm going to superplex him into the cereal that I threw all over the floor like thumbtacks all over the ring apron. So I go, he punches me, he knocks me down. So I go down, and I take a couple steps, and I go to the corner, and I grab the French bread, like a long French bread, and I turned around. He was on the top rope and hit him with it. The French bread broke in half, and the half that hit his head flew like 12 rows back into the crowd, and everybody went crazy for the French bread. I gave him the body slam off the top rope.
I can't think of French bread in wrestling without thinking of the nail bread with Ragusa.
Yeah.
Did we tell that on here?
No, we've never told that story. End it with that.
I think I told it. With Marco, but nobody listens to Marco anyway. So this will all be fresh ears tonight. So it was a show for Craig, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what was that promotion called? I don't even remember.
Craig, right. Brainbuster.
Brainbuster Pro Wrestling. It was Craig and Johnny's deal, I think. And one of like they set it up, the storyline that they were announcing for the next was going to be a bring weapons match. Like everyone can bring weapons. So the all the fans bring your weapons and we'll use them in the match kind of deal. I don't even remember who was in the match. Was that Marco and Craig?
It was me. It was me and Marco.
It was you and Marco
versus Craig and Johnny.
Oh, it was a tag match. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are in the ring. So these people brought all kinds of crazy shit, and like, I mean, you would know more than I would what was brought if there anything came to mind. I remember bowling balls.
I remember. Bologna. Do you remember the bologna?
I do remember the bologna. Someone had Someone had a bag of tomatoes too, because that was a tomato. Yeah. Tomato game.
Yes.
And we called it tomato game because someone didn't bring them as weapons that they provided for you guys to use. They had them in a bag and they were sitting like 4 rows back, and I was watching them all reach into this like Publix bag of those brown plastic Publix bags, and just pulling out tomato after tomato and chucking them at you guys.
Right.
Marco's friend Dave brought Judy Bagwell on a pole. It was like this dummy that was tied to a pole, and he stapled like a photocopy of Judy Bagwell's face to the face of the doll.
Yeah.
So I'm watching this thing. Just any match like this just gets totally out of control.
This was bad though.
It goes off the rails, and especially when two other problems were that kind of like all the weapons were kind of like out, and then two, they were just out accessible to anyone. There was no barricades. There's no nothing.
And no one like checked the weapons as they came in the door that evening. Like it was like we didn't think this through whatsoever. Like no one thought like we should not tell people to bring weapons. And I mean, we really let the ball drop on this one. So bad.
At one point, I make it a point with I don't remember who I was with, but we both went over to where kind of like the area where some of the weapons were that maybe you weren't going to use. But the fans were over there like grabbing stuff and trying to throw it in the ring. So I'm heading over there to try and like chill these people the fuck out and be like, stop throwing shit in the ring. But before I get over there, I see a guy grab this I don't know, like a 12-inch loaf of Italian bread. It may have been longer, but it had nails in it that were like sticking out in all kinds of like random directions. And before I could grab the guy, he threw it. It was a terrible throw. It hit the turnbuckle post, bounced back, and hit Ragu in the head. And it's like this loaf of bread full of nails hitting Anthony Ragusa, who we call Ragu, right in the head. And I'm like, and I fucking went off on the guy. It's like I screamed at him, like, what the fuck are you doing? You hit this guy in the head. He's not even in the match, It's like, what the fuck?
Right, and that match it's on YouTube, by the way, because I saw that D1PW or no, Brainbuster posted it. It's posted somewhere. I've seen it, and this match I just remember at one point we were standing there and someone was throwing full slabs of bologna at us. And I looked at Marco and I was like, what the fuck? Like they're throwing bologna. Like they're literally throwing bologna.
No, I think
hot dogs.
Didn't Marco
someone threw a Subway sandwich in the ring?
It was a fucking mess. Like they lost their deposit.
Food everywhere.
They lost their deposits on that building that night.
Yeah, tomatoes were being chucked. I mean, yeah. So somebody threw the bologna, and I looked at Marco, and I was like, what the fuck? And then at that moment, a hot dog hit him right in the chest. I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is insane.
He must have.
Like, it got out of control.
I think that was the moment he checked out of that match. He was like, fuck this.
It was out of control what happened that night. Yeah, it's on YouTube somewhere. I got to see if I can find it. Actually, I think Jim Varsalone filmed it, so it's probably upside down and backwards. But But
just
it was
like
insane.
just like his paragraphs.
Exactly. That match was there was food everywhere. Oh, and then we also the finish of that match was Trina Michaels, who was their manager. Uh, I think it was their manager, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that what it was?
she was with Johnny. She was
Right.
managing
Trina
Johnny,
Michaels was a
like not just at
right,
that. She was like wherever he worked. If she was available, she was
right.
going with him. Yeah.
So Trina Michaels was a porn star, and we had her like a real one,
Listen,
not like
listen.
fake one.
A hell of a porn star.
Right, right.
Like don't do a search on Trina Michaels unless you're prepared
Right.
to do a search on Trina Michaels.
Right. So she was the manager, and I'm pretty sure like somebody hit her with a move. I don't know if it was us. I think it was like Prime gave her a brain buster as I super kicked her or something, and it was like fucking brutal.
Oh yeah, like it was a combo
But
thing. It looked beautiful though.
yeah, like we combo killed her, and yeah, that was just that whole night.
It was like you.
I'm gonna go back and watch.
It was like you super kicked her, and then immediately, bam, he dropped her. Yeah.
Dropped her on her head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that whole match was brutal.
I'll give her credit. She worked. She worked hard to try and be a part of wrestling. I mean, she didn't. She didn't expect anything, and she took her bumps. And she was a very nice person. But man, she was a hell of a porn star too.
Right. I mean, it's not the first time she took something in the face and fell on her head. I'm sure so. Just saying. Yeah. And I happen to be wearing black boots that night, so it's also probably not the first time.
I'm trying to be respectful because
search Trina Michaels and you'll see what I mean.
I'm trying to be respectful because she's a very nice person, but it's fucking
she's
funny.
Incredibly nice.
We'll finish it with this. Speaking of Trina, so I was at one of the tapings for Ring Warriors where you guys did those marathon days. And it was where the place that used to be the Crazy Horse. It was a club, but I only know it as the Crazy Horse because I was a great strip club back in the day. Right. But the one in Pompano off of US 1, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
I know. I've been there. I've been there a few times.
so, but I don't remember what the club was called. And upstairs, they had her basically doing nonstop interviews with people all fucking day, and I was talking to her for a minute, and then they like asked her to come back. And man, I'm gonna butcher this story, but I just remember like her saying something like man, I feel like I'm being chained to this couch all day because they were doing the interview by this couch, and she couldn't leave. They kept asking her to do stuff, yada yada. And Howard made some. I'm not even gonna try and quote it now. He made some really rude, off-colored joke about it. About like, well, you should be used to that. You know, basically the joke, without saying what he said, because I don't remember, was basically, to sum it up, was like, well, you should be used to that because you used to be you used to do porn all the time.
Oh my! What a Howard Brody
like
thing
I was
to say.
like, my head kind of whipped back when he said that, and I looked at her, and she looked at me, and I rolled my eyes, and I was like, "You're a big girl. You can stand up for yourself. I'm not gonna yell at Howard for that. If you don't take exception to it, I won't." And I think she just, was like, I'll deal with this.
Listen, not for nothing. I'm pretty sure she's been called worse.
No. He was like, he was basically insinuating like basically it's okay to mistreat you because you're or take advantage of your.
Oh, what a shitbag!
Yeah, it was kind of like one of those things, and I was like, oof, I don't like that. But
no, that's not cool.
But she's a grown adult, and if she's not gonna stand up, I'm not gonna. I'm not. Listen, I'm not gonna go white knight for her. She's a grown adult, and and whatever. So if but I think she wanted the gig, so she was gonna be put up with it. But I don't think they used her after that, so maybe she should have fucking just smacked the shit out of her. Maybe she should have smacked the shit out of her.
But, all right, well, I got nothing left.
That's fine.
We've this podcast has been full circle. We've talked food, wrestling, food, porn stars.
We ticked off all the people. We mentioned Marco, Blake, Bobby Rogers, Billy Fives, Howard Brody.
Right.
I think we're good.
And even Craig Classic and Johnny Vandal got mentioned, and Fabulous Frank and Chuck. We're all over the board today.
and some fucking some of the Stooges like fucking jerk off Jude McKenzie. So yeah, we're good.
And fuck Drew Barrymore.
Well, I think you need to do the apology series. The All right, bud. I want to go. I want to go finish my shitty pizza, my cold shitty
goodbye.
pizza. Bye.